President Trump vows to pull back troops from the Middle East. The Pentagon is shifting focus to colder and more rugged environments. Now Congress is making a major investment in an elite training school to prepare our troops to fight there. Our Devin Dwyer reports from Vermont.
Nearly 50 years after the end of jungle combat in Vietnam and decades of hot, sandy battles in the Middle East, the Pentagon says frozen mountainous terrain is the next big test for America's military. As Russia and China drive deeper into the Arctic, officials say defending the homeland will be critically dependent on operations in snow and ice. To see how the military is preparing, we took a trip to the Army's Mountain Warfare School in northern Vermont, where every year hundreds of soldiers, officers, and enlisted learn to become winter warriors in the most extreme conditions. Just to see them train, we needed to borrow a range of equipment to stay safe in treacherous terrain. Boots with crampons, ice axes
for, again, safety and mobility,
and mittens with a trigger finger in order to fire a weapon.
The principles of layering so it doesn't restrict movement, and then also we want to prevent overheating.
First Sergeant Max Rooney, who outfits the soldiers, says the most important lesson is how to survive the cold.
This lives in our rucksack in a dry bag.
This is the waffle top.
This is
the essential outdoor weather gear for them.
Yes, that's the closest thing to a hug that the Army can give you.
Major, thanks for having us. Yeah. We met Commander Stephen Gagner, a veteran of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan who runs the school, to join a squad preparing for its final test in the basic mountain course.
There you go.
He gave us a lift to base camp in this, a Susby, designed during the Cold War to transport small Army units across heavy snow and ice.
Why is this winter training so important right now?
Just surviving the environment is often the hardest part.
We arrived to find 6 soldiers from all over the country breaking down their camp after a night sleeping on ice under a plastic tent.
Where are you guys from?
Washington State.
Washington State?
From Maine.
Maine?
Maine.
Rhode Island.
Anybody from a warm weather state?
Florida.
Florida. We got the Florida guys over here.
Go ahead, start with your harness.
All right. As we suited up, our guide and veteran instructor, Master Sergeant Tom Bevins, pointed out the course. An 1,100-foot climb through heavy snow, traverse along a blustery ridge using ropes,
Come on up.
and 50-foot rappel down an icy cliff back to home base.
We're just doing a transceiver test.
Risk of avalanche meant all reporters and soldiers had to wear detection systems on their chests.
So here we go. We're starting to climb up Smuggler's Cave. This is the warm-up.
It doesn't take long to imagine the difficulty of combat on an icy mountain.
This is called Easy Gully. It's not very easy.
The conditions so challenging, Army trainers say soldiers drop out from nearly every class. Some by choice, others told to go if they can't keep up.
If you're the first guy leading the squad up this hill, you got to actually break the way. And it is insane in 4 feet of snow on this mountain. Not really going anywhere. When your foot like swings where everybody else is stepping.
Along the ridge, soldiers wearing 40-pound packs clip their safety harnesses onto a fixed rope to make the traverse.
Right now, the students are moving on a complex fixed rope, and one soldier will move up at a time.
It's a path traveled by Army soldiers who've trained here for almost 40 years, along with members of every military branch, including the elite Navy SEALs.
All right, you can swing down into a position.
The final challenge, a harrowing rappel down a frozen cascade.
All right.
Don't fight gravity.
Holy,
Giving way to a rocky cliff.
this is pretty intense.
Whoa. Then nothing but air.
Yeah.
A skill graduates of the school told us proved valuable in the mountains of Afghanistan.
And we're back.
Back on the ground, I caught up with First Sergeant Rooney.
How we do? This is our first time. You guys have been coming down this thing for years.
You did fantastic.
What do you think the odds are that America's enemies are doing training like this, or at least have these skills?
I would almost guarantee it.
The soldiers are careful to talk about who they might have to fight,
Good morning, everyone.
but the Pentagon's leadership has been blunt.
We are now in an era of great power competition. Our principal challenges are China, then Russia.
Russian, Chinese, and North Korean militaries regularly conduct winter training in harsh conditions. As ABC News saw firsthand a few years ago, Russia is flaunting its military expansion into the Arctic, staking claim on tundra that's become strategically important due to climate change.